Good afternoon, Nerd Fam, and welcome back to wonderful Atlanta, Georgia. We're here coming to the close of day 2 of our 3 days of live coverage here at KubeCon. My name's Savannah Peterson. Very excited to be bringing you, low-key, my favorite exclusive series from the show floor, our 10-year anniversary celebration of Google Kubernetes Engine. And with me today are 3 of the incredibly fearless, brilliant women at the show, Shubhika, Amie, and Kaslin. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
It is such a joy. I can feel just the energetic shift of having a bunch of brilliant babes on the show. It's refreshing. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about hackathons, we're going to be talking about community, but Shubhika, I gotta open it up with you. We are really celebrating 10 years of achievement for the GKE team. There's been announcements, there's been events. Give us a little bit of a recap of what the week's been like for you and the team in this big milestone.
Yeah, it's been a special year. It's the 10th year anniversary of Google Kubernetes Engine, and Kubernetes itself is coming on 11.
I know, it's just wild.
Yeah, it's wild. A lot to reflect on. So I think if we just look at the last decade itself, there has been relentless change in technology, right? We went from containerization to microservices, then there was GenAI, and now we are going towards agentic AI. And this feels different. Even though we have gone through these previous waves and we thought it was fast, this is really fast. So for us, it's always been about how do we proactively be ready for the next wave before it's here.
Yeah.
And if you look at our announcements, or even if you look at our innovation, the core principles, right? It's just the deep connection between Kubernetes and GKE, the symbiotic relationship. It's never been more special than it is right now.
Talk to me about that pinwheel effect and how you keep that momentum going.
Yeah, so if you look at our core philosophy, the first one I would say is just how Google invests in the open source Kubernetes for the next gen workloads. So for example, at KubeCon this year, we announced the agent Sandbox.
Yes.
And yeah, that's proactively getting ready for the agentic wave, even though it's not fully here. And we also launched a bunch of LLM-aware capabilities to Kubernetes this year, the inference gateway APIs and the inference perf, and that's all. Inference is the next big thing, right?
Yes, it is. It's what makes AI real.
Absolutely, yeah. How do you basically serve billions of tokens at lightning speed, but not breaking the bank of your organization?
And surprise and delight the user on the other end of that.
Absolutely.
Who may not even know what's going on under the hood, might not even know it's Kubernetes powered agents or AI or whatever that might be. It's super exciting. Have you gotten to feel like you got to celebrate with some of your community members?
Yes, absolutely. We had a lightning talk earlier today, Kaslin and I, and we recapped some of the announcements. We had the hackathon covered there as well. We had cupcakes out there. And here. So it's been amazing. And I think, again, going back to the core principles, so the second one is on the reference implementation with GKE. For anything that we do on Kubernetes, we have the managed side covered with GKE. So whether it's inference or agentic, we are always trying to deliver a better experience with the managed Kubernetes excellence on GKE. So that's our second core principle. And the third one I would say is just the open source ecosystem. We are always investing in that, whether it's Slurm or Ray on Kubernetes, or it's just all these different audience types, like data scientists, developers, platform engineers, reducing that operational friction so that everybody is ready to use the platform.
And it's that community that's really been at the core of the Kubernetes project, of GKE, that flywheel. You are quite possibly the queen of Kubernetes over here, Kaslin. You and I have been in this game for a long time. Love that you're sitting next to me. So I actually, we're going to dive into the hackathon, but I just want to ask you, since I have the privilege of having you next to me, how does it feel for you to be in here today, to see this kind of momentum shift? I feel like the roller coaster finally went over the top and now we're going vroom down to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. And my manager, she is not my manager anymore, but ex-manager is here, and her first KubeCon was one of the really, really early ones, like 2015. My first KubeCon was 2016. And I've been going to KubeCons nonstop ever since, but she took a break, and this is her first one in a really long time, and she was like, this is not the conference that I remember. She went to the first one where it was just a few people in a hotel.
I was going to say, maybe a couple hundred people,
yes.
If that. Yeah, the first few I went to were tiny.
It's amazing to see how excited everyone is about it. I love walking through the startups and all of the new projects and seeing what new things people are trying to do with the technology, because even after 10 years, it's so foundational that people are building all these new capabilities onto it and trying to take advantage of the next wave while using Kubernetes. And the conference has continued to grow. It's bigger than it was last year. So that tells me that things are alive and well.
Yeah, it is really great, and I love that you brought up the community projects. I mean, it's wild to think that Kubernetes started as this tiny little project with a few people working on it to maintain it. Now it's literally the platform underpinning our AI future. Yeah. Wild. If you're listening, folks, your little tiny idea could end up quite literally being the backbone of the future, so don't hold back. So, Kaslin, talk to me a little bit about the hackathon, what the goals were, the environment. Set the stage for us to then celebrate Amie.
I am so excited that we did this hackathon because I love a chance for people to get hands-on. There are so many things that we thought about doing for the 10-year anniversary of GKE, and we were discussing it and we were like, AI is hard.
I've never heard anyone say that.
And a lot of developers are trying to learn what it is and how it relates to them. It's not necessarily hard in terms of using it. Like, you can go on whatever AI platform, Gemini, and chat with the AI and do some cool things. But like changing your mental positioning for understanding how it's going to help you do what you want to do, that's really hard for developers. So we wanted to offer an opportunity for them to get hands-on with building something with AI. Combine your skills in development with this new thing that you're trying to learn. So we put together this hackathon where the challenge is we have 2 sample applications that we've been using for years and years and years. And we're thinking, as companies, customers, engineers who are working on various software projects trying to learn how to incorporate AI into them, take these sample applications and figure out how you would add AI to it.
Put an AI on it.
Put an AI on it, because that's what a lot of folks are being asked to do, and they're like, this is terrible.
Literally.
I just have to bolt this AI thing onto it. But
Preach, Kaslin.
Yeah.
Seriously, you know how much I've heard that? You know how tired I am of hearing that? Yeah.
But if you get excited about it and creative with it, put some money behind it in a hackathon, maybe we can find some really cool ideas for how you can take that opportunity and make it feel like an opportunity instead of, a slog.
Yeah, or a little bit of smoke and mirrors, or a little bit of a, well, maybe this could work, but really it's just automation, which is what I've seen a lot of. Well, it makes a lot of sense that you want to do the hackathon, and that brings us to our star of the segment. Amie won the hackathon, which is very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
First and foremost. But before we get into even talking about the project, this was your first hackathon, correct?
Yes, and I'm super glad I did it.
I mean, quite the outcome. Yes. Talk about being rewarded for your bravery quite quickly. I love that. I mean, that's an incredible affirmation. So tell me a little bit about how you found out about it and what motivated you to want to participate. Because, I mean, I remember my first hackathon, I was really intimidated. I will be super honest, because there were plenty of people way more technical than I am. Yeah. And so what gave you the courage?
Yeah, it was definitely, I also felt pretty daunting to try to build an application that uses AI and also GKE. But there was a lot of resources out there. I mean, Google offered very generous credits. And so it was just a really cool experience for me to learn hands-on. And I think, when you think about AI, there's all these acronyms, like the A2A, ADK, and it's
yes, there are
all these acronyms. But once you get some hands-on experience, and it feels less daunting. It's actually kind of addictive, because when I was building my application, I kept wanting to improve it, and thank God there was a deadline to this.
Welcome to building. Yes, you are now one of us.
Yeah, because otherwise it would have never shipped, because I was just making changes in the last moment. Yeah.
So how did you find out about it even in the first place? Did you see it on the KubeCon website? You see it on GKE's website?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw online. I think it might have been Reddit. There was an AMA. I revealed myself as a Redditor.
I think you're probably sitting amongst a lot of Redditors.
Yeah, okay.
I'll speak for myself at least. I know Kaslin is too, so yeah. So, okay. So you show up at a hackathon. You're feeling like, cool, maybe I could build this AI app. This sounds interesting. Talk to me about the process, how you decided what to build, and then we'll get into the actual solution.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to come up with an idea. So it was I chose out of the two options, I chose the online boutique because
Love
shopping.
this for us.
And so I chose to turn the online boutique into an online grocery store. So and then I built an AI assistant to essentially take people's grocery the cart items and then suggest recipes based on those cart items. Because
who has not had this thought before at the grocery store for our rel?
Yeah, because I always forget things at the grocery, and I usually end up like cooking the same meals at home. So I want to spice things up, and I want to get suggested recipes based on my cart, and then shop for more stuff.
So how did you go? Did you have a team that you were working with? Did you do this individually?
Individually, yeah. She was.
Yeah, I was the solo developer.
Yeah.
One woman show.
Okay, I was already impressed. Now I am extraordinarily impressed.
We were equally impressed as well.
Yeah. And how long did it take you to go from entering this room, seeing this wonderful face, to then being able to present and ship your application?
I think it was on and off probably a little over a month for me. So just kind of like going at it every couple of days, and then I have like small there were a couple of days where I just go really late into the night because I was like, I gotta get this working.
It's addicting. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
And entrepreneurship building, it's a bit of a virus, and once it's got you, I'm sorry, there's really no hope for you. You're just going to be building the future from now moving forward, because it's intoxicating, but in a really great way. And when did you find as you were going through the process, did you find that as you built more or saw more things start to come together, more of those Legos come together, so to speak, that you felt more and more empowered?
Yes, definitely. I think especially when the recipe generation worked, like when I was able to use the ATA protocol, and I was able to make the API call to Gemini and like see actual recipes and images come out, like that was super fun and exciting for me. And like looking at the recipes, it kind of made sense. I was like, okay, this is working. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're able to get basically you can basically build almost a little mini cookbook for the week using this, which is really cool. Okay, so I gotta ask, have you made any of the recipes?
I've made like variations of it. I'm also like the type where I don't follow instructions 100%. Like
natural born rebel.
Tweaks.
Yep, you're in good company there
on, like,
too.
What's in the fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you see this going next? Are you going to keep working on it? Are you going to hope the Googlers leverage this and elevate you in some other unique and exciting way?
I mean, it would be cool to partner with someone or a company on maybe a grocery store.
I was just going to say.
You guys are watching.
I was just going to say, yeah. Who? What's your favorite grocery store? Who would your ideal partner be? I love this for us.
I'm from Chicago, and I love Mariano's. It's like a local chain, but I think it's owned by Kroger. So Kroger, if you guys are out there.
Kroger, what's up? I'm not even sure which one's my wide right now. It doesn't matter. Either way, if you all are listening, you should definitely check out Amie's app, because I think, it's fun that we're talking about this. I remember when smart fridges came out, which I'm a OG hardware nerd, and I was like, okay, it's kind of like we were putting an AI on it, and we were putting smart on it back then. It was IoT, whatever that was. And the smart fridge, I'm like, well, first of all, how does it know what that is? Sure, there's visual learning and AI within that, but they were all so clunky, and they were also like $30,000 for a refrigerator, which is fine for some. I'm not exacting the $30,000 refrigerator category myself. But what I like about this is you're just at the grocery store, you pull it out, and you could do this based on ingredients that you were buying at the store, as well as, did it have any knowledge of your pantry, or was it all just live on the fly?
Oh, that would be cool. See, that would be a perfect next step to get the visuals of your pantry and like what you have at home, and then incorporating that.
Enhancement
that's on the roadmap.
Love that. Well, Kroger can fund that, so that it then goes into the grocery store. But I think that would be kind of cool, because I can't. Every day I feel like my boyfriend texts me, do we have this in the house? Do we have that? And it'd be cool if that was linked, and then, oh, your lemons just went bad. Go buy some more if you want to make that dinner. Oh, I love this. How did it feel when the GKE and Google team announced you as the winner?
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I thought it might have been a scam. I was like reading. But no one asked for my social security or credit card, security.
They didn't ask you for a wire transfer to Nigeria?
No, and thankfully I was just super excited when they reached out.
We
And
were a little more professional than that.
Yeah. I remember Amy's face on the first call with her. With Billy and me were on the call, and she was super excited.
yeah, I was like,
Oh my
this
God,
is real.
I can imagine. So Shubhika, what was it like when you were reviewing all the entries? I'm sure both of you, I want both your opinions. Shubhika, I'll start with you just since we were just talking. What was it like when you saw what she had created? And was it a close competition? Did this stand out right away?
She definitely stood out, and I'm sure Kaslin will have more details. And we saw a lot of trends as well in the submission, like vibe coding, which I'm sure like Amie used as well. But yeah, like definitely stood out with all the trends, meeting all the requirements, creating all the videos, and it was definitely one of the top solutions that she had put together.
Oh yeah, no, I love that. So, and Kaslin, I mean, you've been involved in more hackathons probably than many of the people in this room combined. So you've really seen it all on a hackathon, which is super cool. How did this compare? Did Amie stand out right away as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about this hackathon, like you mentioned, the vibe coding, we encouraged people to use vibe coding for this hackathon, which I think is exciting and new and terrifying for a lot of people.
All of those things I think is well stated, yes.
Yes, and so we did a webinar during the hackathon while the hackathon period was still open. It was the last one, actually. There was like a week left, and I was like, you better be vibe coding if you're getting a solution in. Where we talked about vibe coding and how it can help you create a solution that works for a hackathon.
Yeah.
Because that's really the point of a hackathon, is prototype something, see if this idea makes sense, be creative with it, and get something working. So I think vibe coding works really well for that. So I think in hackathons going forward, you're going to see a lot of that. And another trend that we saw was multi-agent architectures. We've talked a lot about agents and how they're the new big thing, and I found it very interesting that a lot of folks gravitated toward those multi-agent architectures. I don't know if they've seen the hype or if they just decided that that was a good way to break things up. That's
an interesting data point, though.
Yes. And a lot of them, when you get into multi-agents, they're all interacting with each other. It gets quite complex.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Anytime you ask anyone to do things with a lot of requirements, you get a bunch of submissions that don't meet those requirements.
Lace-eye. Yeah.
Yeah. So a really exciting thing about Amy's submission was that it wasn't just it met all the requirements, but it was a very complete solution of, we saw that she had a clear idea. She had scoped that idea to, we have the items in the store. It tells you which items you have in your cart. It selects recipes based on them. If something is out of stock, she also thought about that for the store. Like, if a lot of people are interested in these specific recipes, buying these specific items, then we might want to change our stock based on that. So the fullness of the idea of thinking of the store's perspective, the user's perspective, and implementing the whole idea as one was what stood out about this one.
It's cool. Well, it's very holistic, and frankly, it's a problem everybody has. We've all gone to the grocery store. We've all got a lot going on. I have one final question for you, and I know we're over time, and I know they want me to wrap, and I'm not going to do it because it's my show, so deal with it. Because we don't usually get to have this lovely kind of representation sitting on the news desk, and I want to take advantage of the opportunity to share a little bit of advice for anyone who might not normally see themselves represented in the classical white male in a Brooks Brothers blue jacket at a technology conference. What would your advice be to that first-time hacker, or that developer who's just starting to play around, or just someone who might be watching their mom or dad on the show this week and is really curious to try? Amie, I'm going to start with you.
Well, you miss 100% of the shot that you don't take, so just give it a go, and might lead to something really cool.
You're absolutely right about that. Succinct and a total slam dunk. Shubhika, what would your advice be? So
one interesting thing that we heard at our lightning talk today was, even from the other winner, the regional winner, that she was not very familiar with GKE and the platform engineering side that much. She still participated, and she was our regional winner. And one key thing that struck me was that with AI, there is so much at your disposal that even though you may not be fully familiar with the platform, go try it. it's like an amazing tool, just like Gemini CLI or vibe coding, for instance, that you may not, you can get your hands dirty, you can get the hands-on experience really easily and start right away.
And it's true. I mean, if you were able to build this, to vibe code this, something so accessible that, I mean, let's just hypothesize for 2 seconds. If tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of grocery shoppers all of a sudden felt more inspired about their weekly dinners or planned for their kids or whatever that might be, I mean, what a magical little inception moment. Just like the beginning of Kubernetes now leading to being the foundational backbone of AI. It's really special. Kaslin, what would your advice be?
I ended up in the Kubernetes community because I went where the people who were friendly were.
I love that. I just felt that in my heart.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah. When you interact with the different technical communities, you encounter some that are not super open and welcoming. And I think you've got to listen to your instincts. If you're in a community that isn't clicking with you, move to the next one. Within Kubernetes, there are many sub-communities, and we try to be welcoming in all of them. We have a code of conduct for everyone. But one community's goals might not click with you as much as another one. So look for the ones where the goals and the vibes click.
Was that a vibe coding vibe click pun? That was a nice little slam dunk there at
Thank
the
you.
end.
Rocked it.
Yeah, you really rock it. You always rock it, Kaslin. Kaslin, Amie, Shubhika, thank you so much.
Thank you, Savannah.
This has been inspiring, heartwarming, and I'm just impressed, frankly. Great job. Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
That is so exciting. And I hope that all of you are just as impressed and inspired as we are here in Atlanta, Georgia at KubeCon, giving you an exclusive series celebrating the 10-year anniversary of GKE. My name is Savannah Peterson. You're watching theCUBE, the leading source for enterprise tech news.